Welcome to the Tradies in Business podcast with your hosts Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Divert your phone and grab a brew as Waz and Nic unpack tips, tales, secrets and stuff-ups from guests both inside and outside your trade, helping educate and inspire you to break the cycle of gut-busting and money stress and create a true trade business.
So Warwick really wants to talk about nuts on today's Fuck It Friday episode.
Sorry, I'm still chewing. Got nuts in my teeth.
Must be Friday afternoon.
Mid-afternoon. I'm feeling a bit snacky. So I've got some roasted nuts here. G'day,
Pretty
listeners.
tasty.
How are you? Yeah, I make them myself.
We were just discussing your salt.
Everybody,
Fish poo salt.
Everybody loves my salty nuts.
Right.
So it is Fuck It Friday, which means generally we talk shit. It's our self-indulgent podcast episode every week.
That we still can't believe people listen to.
I think more people listen to these
These are the ones we get the feedback on.
than the ones that are meant to help you in your business. It's kind of a sign that people like entertainment more than they like education or improvement or something, isn't it?
I think one of your nuts is stuck in my throat.
Okie dokie. So, g'day, listeners. We are just going to crack on with some real content. But Coxie and I were just chatting about, as we so often do with these episodes, of what the hell do we talk about today? It's a Fuck It Friday. What? I don't know. Like, there are so many things on my mind every week, and I try not to do too many ranty videos on Facebook because that seems to be the flavour of the year at the moment.
So the current level of ranty Facebook posts is your conservative level?
Yes, that's me holding back.
Holy crap.
Would you like me to cut loose for a couple?
Yeah, I reckon you should.
I
You should
could
get
cut
all
loose on a
sweary them.
podcast, hey? I don't know. Would we scare too many people?
Yes, we discussed one that you wanted to do and I had to say no. It's the first time I've ever said no to you, but I'm...
What was that one about?
Everything is your fault.
Well, it is.
Moving right along.
Today's sort of bordering on that, isn't it? I'm working around
Yeah.
to the Extreme Ownership podcast episode. Hey, if you want Waz to do an Extreme Ownership ranty podcast, Fuck It Friday, just drop us a message. Say, yeah, let Waz off the chain. There you go.
Nicole will be flying out of the city, maybe the country for a little while.
That'll
you
be
do that one?
That'll be a Waz only episode. So, but what did happen is, and I'm sitting here holding it in my hand, is so my wife and I recently, back in summer.
Oh, come on. It's still summer. It might be autumn technically, but it feels
it
like
is,
summer.
It is here in Toowoomba. You've come to the Toowoomba studio today.
It's freezing.
Without a jumper, which is a fatal error when you
Idiot.
come to the top of the range here. And I think it went down to about 12, 13 degrees overnight here as we record this at the end of March. So it does get a little frosty up here on the hill.
Yeah, I was ready for that in winter, but it's autumn and it's hot in Brisbane today.
So while we were recording some episodes today, I excitedly left the studio, which is a fancy name
Skipped
for
out
my
like
office,
an excited boy.
because I got a notification that the photo book that I had made up, that I put together on good old Vistaprint for as a little memento of my wife and my summer holiday with my daughter, who lives in Tasmania with her mother. So we had my daughter up here with us for a couple of weeks over summer, and we went off to Yamba for a week and got on a barbecue boat and we did some fishing and my daughter caught her first fish and so I was sharing this photo book with Coxie and reminiscing about time with my kid, who I haven't seen since then, and I won't see until probably July, so it'll be 6 months between visits with my kid, which is pretty shit. But that's the way it is. And I was saying to you about the idea of, basically I try and have a relationship with my 7-year-old over FaceTime, which for anyone who's currently doing something like that or has ever tried to do a long-distance relationship, you can appreciate how incredibly shit that is to try and maintain a relationship with somebody over the phone or over FaceTime. And I actually went through a period where it was like, I don't think this is helping. Like, I literally get off those calls feeling more sad, depressed, and distant from my daughter than before I speak to her because
naturally.
it reopens the wound, right?
Of course.
And that's not sort of just me that experiences that. But I recently had this, not epiphany, but I realised that I'd kind of been waiting for my daughter to call me
Yes.
and reach out to me.
Your daughter who is 7.
7. Now, she does, on occasion, grab her mother's, because she has to do it all via her mother's phone. She'll ask her mother if she can call her dad and tell me something about her bugs that she's collected in a container, or, tell me about her pet sheep or something like that, which is awesome. But that's far and few between, few and far between. And I realised I'd actually been waiting for her to initiate the contact. And it got me thinking about where else I do that. And then it got me thinking even bigger, Coxie.
Here we go.
Which is frightening, especially because it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've just
Friday.
made myself my 5th coffee for the day.
Yep.
We do that a lot, don't we? We wait. And you shared a story with me earlier this morning about that whole idea of, well, nobody contacts me. How come they don't get in touch with me for a barbecue?
I can share a story. I've spent a lot of years working with a client. I had to think about how I could do this without not naming names. A lot of years working with a client, and this particular client, this just came up very incidentally. It had nothing to do with her business. Very incidentally, she brought up the fact that she would have people over for dinner most weekends because she loved to entertain, but nobody would ever invite her back to their place.
Maybe,
and it used to upset her.
Maybe there's a reason for that.
Well, I don't know. But the same people had come time and time again, so I don't think it was a friendship-based thing. And at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. So at the end of the point of the conversation with her, she'd stop inviting people over. So it'd become somewhat a recluse in her own home because she'd become annoyed with people not retaliating the way she expected them to. So I'm just going to wait until somebody asks me to their house before I do something that I love to do, which is entertain.
Which, when you and I say that, I sit here listening to that, I go, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just contact those people and say, hey, can I come over to your place this time?
Well, you invite yourself over to my place all the time.
Yeah, well.
But most people don't.
No, and, I had a similar thing a while back where I've never had a lot of friends in my life. And everyone would go, well, that's pretty obvious, Was.
You should see
we
the
can
face
tell
I'm
you
pulling
what.
right now.
It's like, I'm just taking my roasted nuts away from you there, Coxie. No more treats for you when you come to my fucking house.
Right. You can play that game.
Yeah. Don't expect any more invites.
No keto bread for you, Mr. Bidwell.
But, I found myself waiting to get invited to go do things with some of my friends. And then when they didn't invite me along and I saw their social media post where they'd gone and done the thing that they'd talk to me about it. I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to go and do some of that. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, we'll give you an invite next time. And then I'd see the Instagram post of them out doing it with someone else. It was like, well, where's my invite?
So
I didn't get invited along.
would you approach them after that and say, hey, if you go again, I'd love to come along? Or would you let it go? You just can ignore it?
No, I wouldn't say anything.
That's it?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm not a very good friend, am I?
Oh, so you're feeling rejected.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, Warwick. Where are those tissues? That's twice today.
Everybody loves me. but it's stupid, isn't it? Why does it matter? Why wouldn't I send a nasty trolling hate message to that person or troll their post? It's like, where's my invite, asshole? Because that's what people do, isn't it?
They do.
Instead of picking up the phone,
Unfortunately.
and saying, hey man, how was that thing on the weekend that you went to?
Without me.
Didn't see my invite in the mail.
Missed it.
Oh shit, sorry dude.
I forgot you wanted to come?
Yeah. It was cold, or I thought you were away, or you're always so busy, and it's like, no dude, I'd love to go. Like, okay, cool, well, when are you free next? Maybe we could tee it up.
Yes.
And here we go, take ownership.
Yeah, okay, we'll come about it in a nice, gentle
maybe some other day. But we wait for our friends to contact us. We wait for the state election or the federal election before we can
it's so much
spend
bigger.
money.
It's much, much bigger than just friends, right?
Oh,
we wait.
shit, yeah.
I'm not going to be happy until I lose weight.
Yeah.
That's not exactly the way I think. Don't for a minute think that's the way I think. But
No.
But it's really common. Or I'm not going to be happy until I've got X amount in the bank. Or I'm not going to be happy until I've done this or that.
It really boils down to the I'll be happy when
Yes.
scenario. And one of the most comical examples of this, and the most confounding examples I've seen in years is so most listeners will know that I'm a CrossFitter. I love that whole functional fitness training. And Coxie, you do, what's yours called? Your functional fitness?
Boot camp.
Yeah, but does it have a name?
Doesn't
other
have
than
a
that?
name. It's just
Okay.
boot camp.
But you do kettlebells and all that sort of hateful stuff
I like
that
it.
makes us stronger and better as people. And so I did a couple years of CrossFit coaching on the side, just personal interest stuff. And the number of people that would come and check it out and then say, "Okay, well, I'll wait until I'm fitter before I come back and start CrossFit." I'm like, hang on, sorry, say that again. This is a gym where people come to get fit. Why are you going somewhere else to get fit so you can come and get fit? It's like, I don't want to come until I'm fit. Huh?
It's just a lack of confidence, surely.
So I don't know what drives all of this stuff, because I don't have the answers to everything. But I do see lots of people waiting for their employees to ask for a pay rise.
Oh, it's a good one. We discussed that today.
Yep. In our board, Tradies in Business, one of our board meetings that we chaired today, literally waiting for a staff member to get good enough and then come and ask for a pay rise. Or
Here's a revelation.
Here's a different way to look at it. Think of it this way. You help them get good enough and then give them a pay rise because they're good enough, because you helped them get good enough. And as the business owner, guess what you'll be doing in the meantime? Crushing it, Gary Vee style, because you made your employee better through coaching and leadership and encouragement and training. And now they're way more productive and positive and they're attracting good results. It's like everybody's winning instead of you sitting around going, fucking staff, like even if he asks me, I'm not going to give him one.
Do you know what I think the biggest part of that fear is we're all waiting for the staff member to leave. And if we educate the staff member, they're only going to leave and use that knowledge somewhere else.
Yeah, well, they will.
Eventually, they're all going to.
It's an inevitability.
Oh, you had to think really hard before you said that.
Get me a whiskey.
If I thought you would drink it for half a second, I would be up now the door.
I have a very nice bottle of Oban in the cupboard that I never drink. It's a really nice Scotch whiskey.
Oh, well, it'll be there maybe after launch. We'll toast with the whiskey.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. So stop waiting. There you go. Don't wait.
It's as simple as that.
We just
we're
healed
making fun
thousands
of
of
it,
people.
The truth is,
You're
is as
healed.
simple as that, isn't it?
Don't
wait for the person in the argument to apologise. Jump in and apologise for whatever it is that you did wrong and move
that's
through
a
it.
classic one,
Isn't
Coxie.
it? I'm just going to be silent until he fucking apologises.
I'm not
to me.
apologising. I'm going to wait until he comes to his senses and talk to me about it.
And how does that turn out for everybody? It doesn't.
Piss poor. I'm gonna. Anyway, there's lots of things.
But it's as true in business as it is in any other relationship in our life, isn't it? We're always waiting for something. Stop waiting. Start doing.
I stopped waiting for my ex-wife to treat me better because I ran out of patience for waiting for her.
Well, that's a bit different.
And she doesn't listen to the show. And if she does, well, then I won't have to wait anymore.
So we did a show the other day, didn't we? And we were talking about something the other day, a new strategy, I think, for advertising. And I was saying, what was it?
Oh, no. I don't remember. Was this about the builder not listening?
No, it was about me. Oh, being the Snoopy ears. So we were going to film an ad with me just cracking on like I do rah, 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 in Warwick's ear. And it occurred to me that my ex-husband is going to turn around and say, see, I told you. I was right.
Yep, it's exactly what I've been saying for years. I've been waiting for this moment.
Absolutely.
Been waiting for you to realise that. But it is such a thing, isn't it? We wait and we wait and we wait. But we wait knowing that it's never going to happen. And then we get shitty and our expectations don't get met and we get disappointed and disillusioned and disheartened and all those sort of negative emotions.
So I really think that what we could actually expand into here is expectations and how much our own expectations are responsible for letting us down, not other people.
That's a really deep topic for a Fuck It Friday, Coxie.
No.
We should find someone for our what are we calling them? Foundation or fundamentals?
Go with whatever
We
comes
should
off
pick
your
a
tongue at the
different
time.
letter to F because it's just so close to Fuck It Friday, the foundation and the fundamental. I thought a guest was going to use the F word today.
It almost happened.
Yeah, but
But can't we
she
just
went
mark it
somewhere else.
explicit? Anyway, we're rambling.
Yes. So that is a very deep topic. I just think it's the whole waiting thing that I really wanted to table today.
Oh, you're
And,
chopping me off.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up.
Right.
Under
Roger.
20 minutes. We're going to do a short Fuck It Friday for a change.
Well, actually, I'm just not going to talk to you because I'm going to wait until you apologise for cutting me off.
Don't hold your breath. At least you know where you stand in this relationship. So, listeners, Coxie's left the studio. Woohoo! Which means I have the microphone all to myself.
Throwing nuts at you from the other room.
There's the snippy voice.
Got him back. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I know. What do you wait for? What do you wait for, listener? Are you waiting for someone to apologise? Are you waiting for economic conditions to get better? Are you waiting till the election's over before you start your marketing? Are you waiting for...
More money in the bank. Are you waiting for the staff to come and ask for a pay rise?
Are you waiting for your kids to appreciate you? Don't wait for that one. It'll never happen.
Not until they have their own kids.
Are you waiting for Coxie and I to stop dribbling shit on our Fuck It Friday episodes?
We can do that for you right now. Thank you for listening.
Hooroo.
You've been listening to the Tradies in Business podcast with Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Find out more about today's guest, tools for your trade business, and other cool stuff at tradiesinbusiness.com.au.